Hello there, my name's Charlotte, and I'll be talking to you today about A-level graphic design, which is at the Hastings campus at Station Plaza with the East Sussex College group. What I'll do is first of all go through a few slides just to let you know all of the images here are from A-level graphic students at the college that we've had in the past. So it's also to give you a kind of idea of some of the work that's been created over the years. And we will be doing a question and answer at the end of the session in case anyone does have any questions at all. And you can also look back on this presentation on our YouTube or the website, as far as I know. Okay, so about us in terms of the team. I'm Charlotte and I teach the first year of graphics design and photography. The second year of graphics is taught by Emma Pardy, who also teaches fine art. And Lydia Moon is our technician, so you need anything kind of assisting with or getting, then she's really fantastic for that. During the two-year course, you will gain a broad understanding of graphic design. You will develop numerous practical and academic skills, refining your ability to develop your ideas and experiment with a wide range of materials, while mastering a range of new techniques and processes. You will also develop an understanding of how artists use and manipulate media to realise visual intentions and communicated ideas. Additionally, you will research, analyse and recognise the context in which artworks have been created. The entry criteria for fine art and graphics is a level 5, a grade 5 in your GCSEs. For photography, you can have any of the art subjects, but really for fine art and graphics, we do need that drawing skill in there. So it does need to have been fine art or graphics. In the first year, the course is a 2-year course. The first year is building up the foundation, so really introducing you to graphics and also building on previous learning if you've taken it in the past. So we'll go through lots of different ways that you can experiment with materials. We'll work on smaller projects together to help build your confidence. What we tend to find is that students get a grade higher each time they've had feedback from the project. So it should be that by the time you go into the second year, you've experimented with lots of technical, practical techniques and lots of materials, but you've also got quite a good understanding of how to put the book together, how to do the research and be getting the best possible grade. In the second year, you can choose your own project. So it's called Component 1. You choose whatever project you like. Obviously, we do help you with that. There is an essay involved, which is 2,000 to 3,000 words. And that project's worth 60% of your overall grade. And we encourage people to be as personal as possible with what they decide. The second half of the year is for your exam project. So in about February, you get given an exam paper with about 15 different questions on, some of them very visual, some of them just written. You pick one of those and you follow it as a project. And at the end of that project is sitting an exam where you produce your final piece. And that's usually 15 hours. So there is some more information on that just here, but I'll let you look back at that at a different point if you like. So methods of assessment. Those of you, well, you should be already doing something art related, so you should be familiar with these criteria. AO1, contextual understanding, so artist research, development of ideas, creative making, so experimentation, your actual technique, reflective recording, so using a range of recording techniques, so drawing, researching, writing, reflecting, and personal presentation, so personal and meaningful response, seeing those connections and bringing them all together. I would say that the biggest differences between GCSE and A-level that we get told is the rigorousness of the research. And when we're looking at artist images, we're really encouraging you to say what you think and use specialist language to deconstruct all of that, rather than kind of just relaying information that you found. With the creative making, again, it's much more in depth. You know, you get into something, you're really able to run with it and do as much as you like. You know, you become an expert in that particular area. So you're really encouraged to go into things with much more vigor. With the reflective recording, again, it's just kind of making sure that you are really reflecting as you go and more in depth. So not just saying, I like this, I don't like this, but really expanding on why and thinking constantly about how you can improve what you're doing, which is kind of what we all do. So how will I study and what is the space like? So in terms of the physical environment, we have studio spaces where we would have each class, but we also, because we're part of a larger art department, have access to a lovely, lovely range of facilities. So for graphics, we have the screen printing room. We also have access to Mac suites, the photo studio as well, and the dark room. So it's really quite exciting, and the resources again are great. And you know, there's always someone on hand that can help with different things too. You get 4.5 lessons a week, which tend to be 3 lessons of 1.5 each, and you are expected to do the same amount outside of class as well. What can you do after the course? The majority of our students go on to university. They usually do an art foundation first, which we do have at the college. There's an excellent art foundation course. We do find that the more prestigious arts universities do ask for the art foundation, but there are some that accept students straight from A-level. If you wanted to do an apprenticeship or go straight into employment, of course, we'll support you in doing that too. So what's unique about our courses? So unique modern environment in an excellent location. We are right next to the station. Station Plaza itself is a lovely building, and you know, it's quite exciting, the different opportunities and things and different people you can work with there too. Subject specialist teachers teaching each subject who are practicing creatives in their field. So all of us are qualified, and we're still practicing artists and designers as well. You know, we don't stop. I do think it's really important to keep up that side of things. So we exhibit regularly, we produce work, if it's kind of paid more commercial work or if it's our own stuff. But yeah, I think it's important to keep your foot in. Also, I'm a moderator for the art and design, so I get to go to really excellent training, but also I get to go to other schools and colleges and see what they're doing. So quite often I'll go and I'll see something quite interesting with a way of doing things, and I can report back and, you know, integrate it into what we do, which has led to some really excellent work actually. So we've got a bit of an insider track. We really try to make things as student-led as possible. I think it's really easy to teach just what you're good at or just what you enjoy teaching, or, you know, what would get easy results. But we really want to actually help you develop as individual artists, which is ultimately going to help prepare you better for what comes next. You know, it's your thoughts and opinions that we care about. It's your ideas, it's your work, because actually it's your creative journey at the end of the day, not ours. Student life, there's a quote just there from Jordan Beanie, who's our student president. I'll let you read through that at your own pace. What I would add to that is that we do really treat people as much as we can like adults at the college. So it is a big step from GCSE, and it's quite an exciting environment to be in as well. College is a really exciting time. You're meeting new people, you're doing subjects that you love. Generally, you know, it seems like a really fantastic time. Additional costs, there's a list just here for general kind of, I mean, we can get this from the art shop, which we have at the college. You can also source it yourself if you like. There's the Works, there's King's, there's loads of great places online as well. But generally, that is a list of things to kind of get you going. We look at analog techniques and digital techniques. So analog techniques would be things like this, you know, montage, cut and paste, hand drawing, screen printing, maybe as well doing some lino cutting and things like that. Whereas the more digital would be things like Illustrator, and Photoshop as well. Okay, so we reached the stage for questions. If anyone's got any questions, can you put them into the chat thing and I will read them out and answer them. Do you recommend taking another art course alongside this? I would say yes, definitely. I think one more art course generally works quite well. I think if you try to do 3, it can be a lot of the same method of assessment going over. Obviously, the overall decision is yours, but I would say definitely one more does support it really well. Either photography or fine art, I think. Other subjects, what do you think is the hardest part of the course? That's quite tricky. The hardest part, I think it depends on what you're like. What I find is that generally it's a course, all of the art design ones, they reward people who are very consistent and who kind of do the work each week. We will give you a plan of like what to do each week and things. So I think it depends if you're somebody that can kind of keep to that, or, you know, so time management, I suppose, could be one. I suppose as well, thinking of ideas can be quite challenging, but we help you with all of that. Oh, thank you. Were there any other questions at all? Okay, I forgot to mention bookbinding, which we do. I love bookbinding, so I'll just mention that for a couple of minutes. One of the things we will do is I'll show you how to stitch together your own books if you like, which should be quite exciting. In terms of graphic design, we really do try to be as open as possible to different ideas. So if there's something you want to try, we will help you get there, definitely. And also bringing in your other interests and stuff too. So if you're also doing art and you wanted to do some graphic design ideas with like splashes of paint, then brilliant. Or if you wanted to bring photography into it again, we really do encourage you to kind of do a lot of crossover and be as experimental as you like. We do find that the more open you are to different ideas, and you know, you might think your idea at the beginning was really outrageous and a bit crazy, but you know, you actually backtrack sometimes and you find that it is possible and that you can do it, which is quite exciting.